Hi all. So, I'll apologise now before we get going because it's been so long, or feels like it's been so long since I've been in the workshop. I can't remember what I've done and what I ain't done, where I'm up to or nothing. I've got lots of bits spread out all over the place. One you might just be able to see if I adjust the camera a little bit. You might just be able to see all that lot there. That's me trying to work out what I need to countersink in the rear drag beam for the engine. Also one that was hiding in that lot is that. That's the reverser pedestal, all done and finished now. That's all happy and done and undercoated black. That will sit on top of these brackets that are all done and painted, all soldered up, bent at the correct angle. There's two of those, but this is the one that that reverser pedestal sits on top of. And if you remember me, this is just what reminded me actually, if you remember me saying there's a little hole in there, if you can see that, there's a hole right there, and it's got a little square underneath. I've actually figured out what that was for, because I think in the last video I said I had no idea what that little hole was for. It's on the works drawing, so I copied it. And it's actually for in front of the cab, or at the front of the cab, the spectacle plate at the bottom where it meets the actual outer foot plating. There's a bulge where the reverser is. There's like a bulge in the cab front spectacle plate. And where that bolts to the foot plating is above that bracket, and that bracket is one of those bolt holes. So I've got to make sure that when I have the laser cut for that bit of foot plating, where the bulge is going to be and everything like that, I marry it up with where that hole's going to be. Otherwise, I might have to crudely drill a hole straight through that lot, which I don't want to do. I want it all to fit sweet. So, you might remember this bit from last time. That one. And it had that big bow in it. There's no bow in it anymore. And the tail end where it wasn't soldered, managed to sweat that and pick that up. So that's all done. I didn't have to beat the hell out of it with an hammer to straighten it out. All I did was I heated up this valance edging where I needed to squeeze that back up, and because I heated it all up, oddly enough that plate went back dead flat, so I didn't have to actually hammer it at all. So that worked out very well. I was very pleased with that, because I don't want to get hammer marks in it, and I could have used me soft hammer and everything for it and messed about with it. I probably could have got it right, but as it turns out I didn't need to do that. So where else are we up to? I'm trying to get on with the cab as much as I can, because a friend of mine on Facebook, who's also, I don't know if it's him that's building it or his dad's building it. His dad, I think they've been on their class 2 build for a long time, and because of that he's not getting any younger, and he wants to get the engine finished and running and everything like that. So he's picked my brains a little bit about my cab that I'm doing. Now, my cab is trying to copy works drawings to fit with my frames, which are a copy of the works drawings, but keeping some shapes of the Dick Stockings class 2. I have redrawn the cab itself to suit my frames, but I'm going to try and work out to see how much of it will fit with the Dick Stockings frames, so that he can have it laser cut and basically have a cab ready to put together and get on his engine, because it'll be one less thing to worry about. I think he's got his tender already done. The engine's, I think, probably 75% complete, but there's plate work and cab stuff that they need to finish off, and you know, the boiler's already on the frames. I think they're doing one or two bits of the motion and stuff. So that would be a big help for him if he could just literally build the cab up, plonk it on the engine, and it's done, and all they've got to worry about then is painting. So what I've been doing at the minute, I've been doing the actual doors. See those? Now these are on the Dick Stockings drawings, but what I could work out, the wrong width of door. They didn't have the latch that's in them that fits in the back there. They didn't have the latch or anything like that. So what I'm doing, and they certainly didn't have this little bit. Now this little bit's, I just felt like doing this because I saw it in a photograph of an archive engine, and that's this little bit of rubber that fits on the bottom there. See that? I've got some 1/2 mil thick rubber, and if I'd have pulled my finger out and ordered from Ed the strip that fits behind this that sandwiches that rubber on the bottom, I'd have been able to do this without holding on to it. And there's a 1/2 round beading that goes on the front here, and it's got 3 countersunk holes in it, and then that just sits the bottom, and it's draft excluding flap, and there's 2 of them, so there's 1 for each door, like so. I hold that up like that, so you see that. And I saw it in an archive picture and I thought, you know what, why not? We'll add that bit of detail in. It's a pointless bit of detail because, again, we don't stand on the foot plates, we don't feel the draft of an engine or anything like that. So, you know, but if you see it, you know, it might be one of those little things, you know, you see the engine on display and you go, bloody hell, look at that, it's got a little draft excluder on the bottom of the doors. How pointless, but what a neat little thing to add. So, what I'm trying to work on, I've been very, very busy with my normal day-to-day job, so I've not been getting out here and doing what I want to be doing. I'm trying to work on someone's brake van at the moment. I'm trying to work on this cab so that there can be a cab ordered for themselves, for their engine. One thing I'll just sneak over here and get while I remember it. So big thanks to Adam Crow Fittings again. He sent me through these little oilers, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a picture on here of those oilers so you see what they are. But they are a little lost wax casting. They're not going to be a working oiler, they are for show, but they do have a little flip lid for them to make them look like they're a working oiler. The reason I've got those is that excuse me, the engine frames are going to be stripped apart soon, because I'm actually working on the horn guides. I've started machining those up now, so that when the engine frames come apart I can rivet those on, drill all these tiny spotted holes that I've got in the frames, and it is splattered with them. One of them is for the brackets for those oilers, the other one is for me builder's plates either side of the frames. There's the injector brackets that sit on, it's a mounting bracket that sticks out from the frames, that needs to be sorted. The brackets that hold the back of the boiler down, there's little sliders, that all needs drilling through and sorting out. There's loads and loads to get on with when the frames come apart, which I want to do it all in one go, so now when I put the frames back together they can stay together, I ain't got to worry about them. I can get brackets riveted on that need riveting on and everything like that. And then I was hoping, and it is a big hope, I'm hoping to have this on its wheels by April when it goes on show at Diamond Engineering, where Hengist is going to be built. So when people see it, they'll see a big right, my dog's just come in to say hello. Hello, Dottie. Give me a sec. Right, back in the room. Sorry for the slight interruption. And my dog wanted to come and say hello while I'm recording. As soon as she hears music playing in down the workshop or me talking to the camera, she instantly comes under my workshop door or pushes the door open, as you've just seen. So yeah, so I want to get this on its wheels, so you will see a big difference between last year and this year. It would be, I know it's an adventurous thing because there's a lot to do, a hell of a lot to do. So something else I got done, again to do with the cab, and that's this little bit here. Now you can see it's in sections. There's a strip on there and a strip across the top here, and then it's shaped as the sides of the cab. That's the first bit of the right hand side of the cab. This cutout here, if I bounce the light off of this cutout here, that's where the tool tunnel is. So on class 2 engines, there's the visible tool tunnel on the engine itself, not on the tender like the other BR tenders. The tool tunnel's on the actual engine, on the running board, and it's quite a long rectangular shaped box, but it's got a slope on the front of it and everything. So I've already cut out that piece. Now again, I would refer back to the Dick Stockings. It's just a spectacle plate, 2 windows, hole in the bottom for your tool tunnel. This I'm building it up in sections exactly like full size. So when it comes to constructing the cab, it can be lowered on. Once the boiler's on, it can be lowered on over the boiler, and then the panels bolted in again like full size. So I'm copying it as best I can. Something else that I'll just show you that I delivered from Ed is this little lot here that's still in the packets. This is a collection of bits for the cab as well, and these shapes here are for the seats, for the seat bottom should I say. They've all got to be soldered together. Once I've done those, I've got to prove that they fit before I sign them off. And again, all of this at the minute has turned from me doing it and happy with its fit on here to, will that work for the other class 2 that's being built? And if it does, then I can go, right, you need to order X, Y, Z. That's your whole kit of parts. Get on with it. And before anyone asks, no, I'm not charging anything for it. He's getting it as at face value. Now, some may say I'm doing myself out of pocket because I'm doing all the drawing, designing, and fart arsing about with it. But I don't do this for monetary value. I don't do it to make money. It's a hobby at the end of the day. If I could do this as a paid job, I probably would, because I do enjoy building engines. But I also enjoy it as a hobby, and I've been in jobs before that were hobbies before it was a job, and it killed my hobby. So I'm not going to do that with this. It's going to stay as a hobby for now. If by chance I build another engine and I build 2 side by side and sell one, that's a different matter, because I'm still building and I'm keeping something for myself. So what else is there? Oh yeah, something else to go with the cab. Very boring at the minute. A lump of brass bar. I've got some of those. These are going to get machined up for the window runners. So if you know of engines, they had a sliding window or a pair of sliding windows in the cab side. Those are going to become window runners. They would have been cast or fabricated on full size. I'm going to machine them out of solid on the milling machine once I've worked out where all the support bits are and where the runner width and everything, which I've worked out the runner width. I think it's going to work out just about 1/16 of a gap. Then I've got to have some window frames cut. I've already got the perspex to put in the frames, which will make a nice little sliding window. All being well, it's going to be an hell of a machining task, to be fair, to do that. So that, I'm sure, brings us all up to date with what's gone on over the last few weeks, or what I've managed to get done over the last few weeks. It's not a great deal, as I say, because I've just not been able to get out here and physically to make stuff. It's been a lot of, right, what can I quickly make that will make good viewing, or what have I got that I can just quickly finish off so it's ready painted and ready to bolt on when the time comes. How much of that cab can I get done? How much of this brake van can I get done? Before anyone asks, I'm not showing the brake van off. The only person that's going to see it is the person that's going to receive it, because again, when I said about that last wagon that I didn't I wasn't going to do any more builds, commission builds for anyone on wagons. And that was where I was going with it, but I forgot about his actual order that he wanted to put in. So that's why that brake van's come about. So I'm not going to show it off because I don't want it. I don't want to then start getting inquiries for me to do another wagon or another brake van or whatever. I've got enough projects of my own to get on with, the Class 2 being one of them. I want to get my home side sorted out because you'll notice they'll put that video on of going to Stockholes Farm open day. I'd really like to take my home side and actually have a play day there with an engine as opposed to playing on everybody else's engines. I'd like to go to Eccleswood that I've missed this weekend. I missed going yesterday because I was hanging out my arse because it was my birthday and I got very drunk, and I shouldn't have got very drunk, and I did get very drunk. So I was very hungover and I wasn't safe to be driving a vehicle, so that's why I didn't go. I've learnt my lesson. I'm never drinking like that again. I'm too old for it. But I had a good birthday and had a good weekend, and that's all that matters. So I'm going to sign off for now. It's a short video, not much work getting done, but lots to show you that's happening and what I'm trying to do. Hopefully by the next time I see you, there'll be lots more of that cab built up. You'll see the doors working properly because I'll have the hinges made that attach it to the back of the cab. The seats should be in and stuff like that. I've got to source some nice thin seat coverings that's going to look right in our scale. I don't want to use anything thick that we'd use for driving trucks because it's too thick a material. It's got to be really thin fake leather to cover the seats in. So that's another task, to try and find some of that. Hobbycraft should be the place, I think. So we'll pop in there. So anyway, thank you ever so much for watching, and thank you to all the new subscribers that have started tuning in now. There will be some doing videos. I don't just stand here and waffle on. And I'll see you all soon. Take care for now.